Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Something wild is happening in fashion lately. A shift that feels like one of those turning points. It's not just a future theory anymore. AI is right here in the runway spotlight. We're seeing AI in Fashion Week 2025, and the question isn't if human designers will survive, but how they'll reshape what it even means to design. So here's what's going on. Back in April 2023, the very first AI Fashion Week hosted by Spring Studios in New York took place on April. It was organized by Revolve Group and a company called Maison. Designers emerging with AI tool chops submitted collections. Many weren't just sketches, some were full AI-generated looks. They got over 350 submissions, and several of the collections included 15 to 30 virtual looks each. The event lasted 2 days and drew more than 1,000 visitors. It was both an art show and a competition. Public voting mixed with expert judging. For the industry, it was a, wait, is this really happening? Moment. What began as a conceptual showcase quickly became a signal that AI wasn't just a toy for experimenting on Instagram. It was on its way to becoming an actual part of how fashion is imagined. That was a glimpse. Now in September 2025, during New York Fashion Week, the AI features are everywhere, not just in side rooms or experimental pop-ups, but on the main stages. Virtual try-on tools are letting people see how garments might fit them before they buy. AI avatars and projections are enhancing the live shows, and brands are introducing AI assistants for styling. Spree AI's new tech for sizing and styling claims photorealistic try-ons, with roughly 99% accuracy. That kind of precision in real time changes how buyers, editors, and even everyday fashion fans interact with clothes. Instead of waiting for samples or flipping through lookbooks, you can practically wear the piece on the spot. And not in a cartoonish way. We're talking photorealistic renders that get the folds and cuts close enough that you could almost feel them. Big legacy brands are also leaning in. Ralph Lauren unveiled Ask Ralph, an AI-powered conversational shopping experience built with Microsoft Azure and OpenAI right inside their app. You type in something like, I need an outfit for a rooftop dinner, and it serves up styled looks pulled directly from the Polo Ralph Lauren inventory. It's like having a stylist in your pocket, but one trained on an entire catalog with context-aware suggestions. This is more than a gimmick. It's the bridge between runway fantasy and everyday shopping, and it speaks to how brands are trying to keep consumers locked inside their ecosystem with tools that feel intuitive and fun to use. And it doesn't stop there. Alexander Wang used AI to generate backdrop art for his comeback show, layering it with 3D printing and even machine learning in his design process. The runway itself felt like a collaboration between technology and creativity, with digital landscapes morphing behind models as they walked. Loza Maliombo went a step further in narrative building. Her show used projections that blended West African heritage aesthetics with futuristic AI-generated visuals. Masks, patterns, and silhouettes weren't just presented on fabric. They were reimagined digitally, filling the room with a sense of both past and future colliding. These weren't side effects. They were integral to the story each designer wanted to tell. On the creative edge, AI is doing things human hands don't always try, pushing past the normal boundaries of cost and physical possibility. Generative tools can digitally weave textures, silhouettes, and materials in combinations that defy physical constraints, creating a new visual language for fashion. Want to see a jacket that fuses raw denim with a liquid metal sheen? Or a gown combining pleated silk with an organic coral-like structure? These once fantastical ideas are now just a few text prompts away from visualization. Of course, these digital dreams don't yet translate perfectly to physical reality. The nuances of fabric weight and drape remain a challenge, but that gap is narrowing fast with more sophisticated physics engines. The sheer speed of iteration is staggering, allowing for a level of creative exploration previously unimaginable. What took weeks of sketching and sampling can now be compressed into a single afternoon of digital prototyping. Yes, the fits can be messy, especially for unconventional cuts, but designers are using it as a powerful filter, rapidly generating concepts to identify the strongest directions before committing to physical production. This transforms the designer's role into a curator of infinite possibilities. It's like having a turbocharged sketchbook that never runs out of pages. Beyond creativity, there's a solid push towards sustainability and cost-effectiveness. In an industry often criticized for its environmental footprint, this is a crucial development. Every brand is under pressure from consumers and regulators to reduce waste and streamline operations. AI offers a powerful new toolkit for doing exactly that, tackling long-standing inefficiencies head-on. By generating hyper-realistic digital samples, brands can iterate on designs endlessly. This drastically cuts down on fabric waste, the carbon footprint of shipping prototypes, and storage costs. Similarly, AI-generated marketing imagery reduces the need for constant, resource-intensive studio shoots, causing content production timelines to shrink dramatically. Zalando, for instance, reports that what once took 6 to 8 weeks in marketing cycles can now be wrapped in just 3 to 4 days. That's not a minor tweak. It's a fundamental rethinking of the production calendar that unlocks incredible business agility. With costs dropping by large margins, the financial incentive to adopt these tools is undeniable. Add to this the use of AI twin models, digital replicas of human models that can be styled and posed infinitely. This allows for unprecedented personalization in campaigns while eliminating the logistical complexities of traditional photo shoots. You start to see how entire layers of the industry, from photography and casting to global logistics, are being completely rewritten. But the present isn't perfect. Even in NYFW 2025, people pointed out how AI-generated visuals sometimes fail to capture the drape, the nuance, the human imperfections that give character. On a big screen or in a feed, everything looks flawless. But in motion, under lights, with fabric brushing against skin, small errors stand out. Textures sometimes behave unnaturally, colors can feel too plastic, and silhouettes don't always sit quite right. Those gaps matter, because fashion is about feel as much as look. And then there are the ethical questions. What data trained these tools? Were the styles fed into the models scraped from human designers without consent? Do algorithms reproduce biases in body type, skin tone, or aesthetic preference? If an AI creates a silhouette that closely resembles an independent designer's work, who owns it? These are not theoretical issues. They're being debated in boardrooms and courtrooms right now. There's also job anxiety. If virtual models or AI stylists are good enough, do we still need as many human stylists, photographers, pattern makers, or even junior designers? Fashion has always been about a mix of artistry and labor, and when the labor side gets squeezed, livelihoods are on the line. For human designers, this moment demands adaptation. Many are already shifting their approach, treating AI not as a rival, but as a collaborator. They set the creative direction, filter the noise, and merge their handcrafted skills with digital experiments. Couture and bespoke work remain safer zones, because nothing quite replaces the value of a hand-stitched hem, a one-off garment tailored to a body, or a heritage technique passed down over generations. These human touches, the irregularities, the imperfections, the stories woven into every seam, still resonate deeply with consumers, especially those willing to pay for authenticity. Regulation is going to matter too. IP law, transparency standards, and ethical codes for AI use will shape how fair this transition feels. Without them, the industry risks losing not just jobs, but trust. Looking ahead, one strong possibility is that future fashion weeks become fully hybrid experiences, blending the physical and digital worlds. Imagine live runways, where physical garments are enhanced with breathtaking AR overlays, or AI-driven projections that morph the entire venue into an immersive, story-driven environment. This also opens the door for interactive digital components, giving remote audiences a front-row seat and a voice in the experience. Another, perhaps more profound scenario, sees designers becoming curators of AI's sprawling, infinite imagination. Their task will be to sift through hundreds of generated concepts, using their human intuition to find the few that possess true soul and deserve to exist in fabric and thread. In that world, the role of the designer doesn't vanish, it evolves. They become an editor of ideas, a storyteller weaving narratives from data, a guide with a distinct point of view. Meanwhile, consumers are going to face more choices than ever, a potential deluge of personalized, on-demand fashion. But this abundance brings more profound questions. What's real? What's virtual? What's ethical? What's sustainable? The lines will blur, demanding a more conscious consumer. This feels like more than just a trend. 2025 may be remembered as the moment when AI didn't just whisper in fashion, it started talking loudly, demanding to be heard. And if designers adapt, if consumers demand a balance of craftsmanship, ethics, and innovation, there might still be a place for human designers. Maybe not the same place they've always held, but maybe a better, more expansive one that fuses creativity with technology, tradition with possibility. Thanks for watching. If you like this, hit subscribe, leave a comment. How do you feel about AI taking center stage in fashion? Out with the old, in with the code, or is there room for both? See you next time.